or your live yesterday, Carly, that was so like very wise, the beginning when somebody was asking about shadow work. And you were saying like you only entered it when the pain of staying out of it was harder than the pain of going in. That's super, super wise. Like that's wise for all of us. Like if we're gonna go into like a situation or anything with ourselves, like push ourselves to a certain limit, like why? Know why. If there's an end point, if you're going in for an experience and then you have the tools to come back to your like my word for that, like homeostasis, I always tell like how can you get back to homeostasis?
Totally.
Like if you have the ability to come back into that, you can carefully, dabble.
When it's time.
Yeah.
I think like the vibe that can sometimes float around out there is like buzzwords get going and then people start asking about things that like, oh, this is popular, so I want to understand it. And it's like, that's fine, but like this really, in my opinion, isn't work to dabble in unless you're in pain and you need help with your pain that's real and right now. In which case, like shadow work is brilliant, emotion management in general. But otherwise, like if you're happy, if you're like doing okay and hanging in, like
be happy,
like keep doing what you're doing, like it'll find you when it's time. That's how.
It feels like something that seeks you. And for so many of us who at some point find themselves in the space of like the dark night of the soul, as so people explain it. And I feel like that was kind of my entrance into like something needs to change, because I'm like exactly what Carly said, like I'm the common denominator here, I'm pretty sure, in all these situations. I think it's me. Like I need to address something, and that kind of thing, like, yeah, you don't have to seek that out. It finds you for sure. Like when you're experiencing extended depression, or like existential depression is probably what I would call it, of like, I don't even like, why am I even here? What is going on? And like, I spent a lot of my life feeling like that. Like, what's going on? What is all this? And it just feels so strange. And yeah, like this work will find you if it needs to.
Yeah, like a crow in the back of the head.
If you ever get hit in the back of the head by a crow, there's probably
probably found you.
Yeah,
like something found you.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, maybe I should explain that. So yes, so on there was a day this week that I experienced where basically, well, obviously the main event of the day was I got hit in the back of the head by a crow, and I like felt its talons on the back of my head, and I like kind of had a headache for the rest of the day. So I did not forget. Just being in my body was a reminder that happened. And that was about like the middle of the day. But the things that happened around this event were basically running into an old roommate where I had kind of some unfinished business, unresolved emotions. Got a text from an ex, basically got reached out to by an ex who I haven't heard from in a long time. A couple people or somebody reached out over Instagram. Like I got tagged in something that was basically just reminiscent on like an old study abroad trip that I did to Italy. And it was like my roommates at the time. And it was kind of all four of us like basically had a little like, hi, like miss you, hope you're doing well, that kind of thing. So not a big deal or anything. And that was nice. I'm trying to remember if anything else happened. I don't think so, but yeah, just people coming out of the woodwork. And it's like, what's up with that? All on the exact same day. And then I get hit in the back of the head by a crow, and it feels like something. For sure feels like something.
Something.
Yeah. I almost felt like cords.
A little something.
Yeah. I know I keep doing this. The talons. I felt them on my head. It was crazy. There's a lot of crows around here. I've never been I feel like there's so many times when you see a bird fly by and it's a near miss and you're like, wow, that bird really got it really close. But no, it literally hit me in the back of the head. So square in the back of the head. So if anyone else ever had an experience like that, please share. I'd love to know.
Yes, I would too.
I would love to know. Because yeah, here, I'll tell you what it said. When I looked it up specifically about being hit in the back of the head. That in particular says, while very rare, sometimes crows can dive bomb you and hit your head, which I actually don't think it flew from above. I think it came from the ground. I couldn't see because it was behind me. But it says crows hitting your head is a sign that you have done something to harm someone else. It may be helpful to do some self-reflection and ask yourself if you need to clear any negative karmic debt you've accumulated. Someone holds a grudge against you, and clearing this will help you release some negativity you're holding on to. So that was where I got like the grudge thing about the old roommate. Like maybe she's holding a grudge that like, you know, her dog ruined the carpet. And I was like, I'm not paying for that because that was your dog. And that was the agreement. But I can see how that was kind of where I got that piece of maybe there's a grudge. And when somebody else holds a grudge against you, they're actually holding on to a piece of your energy. And sometimes like maybe that was a moment for both of us to see each other and be like, it's been however many years, 3 years, however long it's been since I graduated. And like, we can move on from this now. I can have that piece of my energy back, hopefully. But I needed to let go. So.